This is chicken coconut curry, my entry for the hashtag 30-minute meals 2025. Hosted by Whistlestop Homestead. Thanks for watching. Welcome to my first cooking video. We are putting about a tablespoon, I guess, of oil. This is avocado oil I'm choosing, and heating up my iron skillet here. We have about 1.5 pounds of chicken for this recipe. This is a lot more than I should have made if I was just doing a single pot, but we're gonna go with it. So I would do 1 pound or less in general circumstances. This was 3 meals. I have two meals left over after we ate it, so definitely can cut this into maybe 1/2 pound or 3/4 pound. We got the onion and garlic all chopped up. I have eggplant roasted already and frozen from the summer harvest or fall harvest by the time they were ready. Those were fingerlings. We should only need 1 can of coconut milk, a bit of cumin and paprika. This I don't measure, I just go with the flow. All right, the oil is heating up. And salt and pepper to taste. I'm gonna saute the onions first, let them sweat it out. I always forget how long it takes me onions to sweat. Like, I forget how much water content they have. So this is one of the more like time-consuming parts. I lower the heat because I end up burning onions a lot. So I do lower the heat. And I'm doing a voiceover because the kids are home now. The fan is blowing really loud. And I'm also going to speed it up so that we're not watching onion boil. Now, ideally, I was trying to brown the chicken. There's a special word for that. I forget what it is. Maillard effect or something to get the coating and make it more delicious. But I just had too much chicken in this case for that to happen. So you'll see what ends up happening. It doesn't ruin anything. It still tastes perfectly fine. But I would have liked if my chicken had gotten browned. So this takes a bit of time because there's so much chicken there. Now I'm using thawed, in case I forgot to say, thawed eggplant here. But I've used chayote in the past. That's an Asian squash. You can use any kind of squash, zucchini, loofah even. In immature stage, you can eat loofah like any other squash. And even pumpkin to add color. So it's at this time that I realized I forgot like one of my main ingredients, which is potatoes. So I chop up, I'm going to cube some potatoes. And also, I've used chicken just in its whole form. These are chicken thighs, so I just brown them in whole instead of cubing them up. I thought cubing would speed this up, but obviously I failed in this case. The chicken is now ready to be transferred over to a bigger pot, which I needed because there was too much. Not just chicken, but the rest of the ingredients that's going to go in as well. In hindsight, I should have really been prepping potatoes at this time, but again, that would have been a time saver. I was also thinking that this was going to be a 1-pot meal, but because there's so much of it, that didn't work out either. So here we are transferring to the other pot. I preheated this stainless steel wok. Is this a wok? I'm not even sure. So we're just gonna pretty much put in everything except for, in this case, the eggplant. We'll do that later because it's already part cooked. Potatoes take roughly 10 minutes to cook, especially if it's in this smaller bits. Even 8 minutes is a good time for potatoes, I found. So I'm incorporating the potatoes and the coconut milk and the spices at this time. I use roughly about, I guess, a tablespoon of cumin or more at the end of it all, and then maybe half a tablespoon of paprika. I tend to be pretty conservative with my spices. I could have used more definitely. It doesn't hurt to add it later at the end, or when you reheat your leftovers, you can add the spices in, some more spices. And don't forget the salt and pepper. We're going to let this cook for 10 minutes to soften the potatoes. And then after that, we will incorporate the eggplants and simmer for another 10 minutes. Here I'm checking the potatoes after 5 minutes, and obviously it's not done yet. So back to boiling. You can see me in the background there frying up the skins of the chicken that I took off. Not the skins, the little extra fatty bits. That'll be for the dog. Now we have reached the proper doneness of the potatoes. We add in the eggplant and we let that simmer as the last time. I taste. There's not enough salt, so definitely add more salt. And also, it needed more of the other ingredients now that I've added the eggplant. And we're done. Now, this is an hour later because we had to go out and do the kids' activities. So it's cooled down here. I did turn it back up and let it heat up. But now I'm going to do my little taste test for the camera. Rice is the staple in this house, so pretty much everything gets eaten with rice. You could eat this with like naan bread or something. That would be awesome too. All right, here we go. Taste test. Although I've already pre-tasted, so I know it's delicious. I should have cut up the eggplant a little bit smaller. I dropped the chicken. Chicken is tender. Everything is the right thing. Everything's good. Needs more salt though. So, you can always add salt in the end. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again soon. Bye.